On table 11, stream table number 2 will be Max Nosko, Phil Harrison.
You're out of the chairs there, I'll try it. Try to keep it out of the way. It's a bit easy because the barrier there, KSP can't go through that thing.
Is that in the way?
Shouldn't be, because I've just made the table from there. It should be fine.
Put it in the corner.
Oh. Could have one there as well.
Well, put any more there because they're going purple. Mindful when this one goes because she's coming. We'll put that one there then. Okay. The other option is
You could do it halves, Peachy. Start from photos when we're playing this way.
yeah.
With these in the background.
Yeah.
That way it pops off.
Ask for a table cover. There's one there, just grab us that black one on the table 3. Right, speaking of all, main table. I wouldn't know because I don't see anyone watching play. So people saying you should have made a decision. You can't make a decision because I've never had a dream of having politics like that.
Commentating house.
Okay, we are going to start the semi-finals. So I'll start calling the matches out. I know you know which tables you're on anyway, but I will call them out. On table 11, which is stream table number 2, Max Nosko, Phil Harrison. And on the arena table, table 16, Mick Hill, Mark Farnsworth.
get one extension, because on time you'll get one extension per frame.
Yeah.
And then all I'll do, I'll just slide the ball marker in so you know it's like a reminder that you got it.
Yeah. I need to sit down and work tomorrow. Well, you can sit down there with me then, most of the people will come. Because anyone just sit up there anyway. What's happened?
Are we in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come and tell you.
Not be able to walk tomorrow.
If you don't do that, yes. You have to do it. Physio, yeah. Physiotherapy is needed.
Yep.
Get other leg twice. You're too old to play pool, Bill. He needs good rubbing down. Can you do that?
Not in my remit.
What time is it due to start?
6 to 10, whenever
Oh, right.
it's ready.
Where are we, mate? Are we on here?
They changed it then, because on the...
Yeah, because
Yeah.
originally it was on there.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
nan and my mum were like, my mum was visiting my nan in hospital and they were on the telly.
Yeah, there's Nick George crowd just going out.
This will be the best match anyway.
Where's he gone now? He was here a minute.
Guessing the toilet?
Oh, he's left his queue, so he'll far away.
Hopefully he's done a runner. He bought me in the Calcutta.
Imagine.
Well, good afternoon once again. Semi-final matchup between Max Nosko and Phil Harrison. Phil wins the lag.
And semi-final, race to 11, Phil Harrison to break, 0-0. Time running.
And in drops the black. It's a nice break from Phil. That would be disappointed to have black Phil. Max back on the table. Didn't look so impressive on against Jack in the quarter-final. Big 11-1 win. Phil got through against Drew Hughes 11-5.
Again.
Expect this to be a little bit closer. Oh. Phil gone dry. What does Max make of the way these are split? Yellows are going to be the preferred option.
Foul, 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
Not quite to plan there. Should have somebody else joining the commentary fairly shortly.
10 seconds.
That's 2 shots from both players. It didn't quite go according to plan. Should be fairly straightforward for Phil to clear these yellows up. Unless they're going to drop in the one on the middle.
Break.
First blood to Phil Harrison.
Match Nosko to break. Trailing 1 frame to nil. Time running. Time running.
Mike's going to go reds here. Not really any problem balls. Needs to make sure he falls on the one at the top rail with a decent enough white. He was playing for the bottom one of those two top reds now. Just rolled a bit too far. I covered it well though. Just made the clearance slightly more awkward, not being able to take that red that he wanted to when he had to cure over that yellow. I really wanted the two reds he just took to be the last two reds. He's had to take the clearance a bit backward. I think he's given himself enough of an angle to get out there. That looks fine. covered that well. 1 frame apiece.
Bill Harrison to break, 1 frame all. Time running.
I'm making one of each colour set there. Can only see possible red border pot.
10 seconds. Extension called.
And I'm not sure if that red closest to the yellow goes into this corner from the stream. It's a bit difficult to tell. A little bit of work to do. Adam Penwell.
I'm on the Nosko.
Coming on stream.
Yeah, I'll come on a bit, mate. I'll just quick tweet. Quick tweet.
All right, mate. Could have Mr. Penwell sat next to me. The other semi-final mix 1-0 up on Mark Farnsworth. Not completely happy with himself there, Phil. Forced into playing the plant. Hasn't made it. If Max has quite got the angry maybe off this middle yellow, he can get up onto that awkward yellow at the top now. I think he's had a look at it. Probably as good as he'd get from there. Doesn't look too bad on the stream, but looking out the window, that's not an easy pot. played that very well.
Not touching.
Nice delicate shot there from Max. Never easy to play well.
Total snooker.
That's unlucky. Very queuing for Max now. Be taking the one on the left to come round the red. Unless he wants to screw in to the side cushion off the yellow on the right. Come back up the table.
Both, 1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
Mick back to the table. Phil opened up that pocket now from the red by the black. He made this black tougher than he needed to. Fully expect him to pot it. I expected wrongly. Give Max a great opportunity now. He gave that a little bit of welly. Huddersfield into a 2-1 lead.
Frame.
Mr. Tom Clovey is back. I have a friend. How's the food, Tom?
Yep, fine, thank you very much, James.
What did you have?
Just sausage and mash.
Sausage and mash.
So how's this game been going?
A couple of mistakes from both players.
What's the score in the other one?
That is 1-0 to Mick.
Definitely a lot quieter in here now. Much more serious now we're in the semi-finals.
Yeah. Proper business end.
Match Nosko to break. Trailing 2 frames to 1.
Yeah, I think all 3 frames have sort of been lost rather than won.
Big break from Max.
Yeah, this table's still breaking well.
Time running.
I think Max will be looking at reds as the preferred colour choice.
Yeah, the way he's been playing. It's looking good, Max. Fully expect him to be taking these.
Hasn't quite started on fire in this match that he did against Jack. But yeah, he's been playing very well. Well, they're all there. Just needs to look after his white ball.
One nice shot down the rail here. He should be fine.
At the bottom right corner on the first red. And the second red into the middle. And the black into the other middle.
Yep, looking good to tie it up at 2-2.
That's better for Max.
Red.
2 big semi-finals going on. And on a side table we have the real number 1 playing Zach Shepherd for a few hundred.
Oh, he has got it on. George was saying last night, wasn't he? Mickle goes into a 2-0 lead against Mark Farnsworth on the main table.
Bill Harrison to break. 2 frames all. Time running.
This could be dry.
Yeah.
Max is in here.
Time running.
Yellow's the colour choice. He's obviously got that one next to those two reds. He's going to need to negotiate a little bit. I'm not sure if there's any angle to double that in the middle. Possibly. It's a bit difficult to tell on the stream.
Always let Phil in here.
Got a bit of work to do, Phil. Be glad he's on the table, but he has got a bit of work to do.
Did watch Phil versus Raybone earlier,
Mm.
and there were a few mistakes in there, more than you normally see from Phil Harrison, but nevertheless he still come through that. So Max definitely has a chance this match, that's for sure.
10 seconds. Extension called.
This is the first time on this table this weekend that we've had a ref on it. Each player is on the clock. And they get one extension per frame if they feel they need it. Quite often you'll see that extension called after the break.
Well, 1 free shots, 1 visit. Time running.
Still Max got a decision here. He's got 1 free shot, but he's obviously got the red over the bag. And he's got the yellow. The red over the bag with his 2 yellows there, and he's got the yellow tied up with the 2 reds.
Yeah, he's got a lot to manoeuvre.
So how does he work this? He's obviously got a chance at a skill shot in the corner.
I think he'll play that first and try and move the white and get the other yellow out on the left hand side. That's what I think he might be looking at.
Yeah, obviously not the skill shot now, but can he
10 seconds.
Maybe that does double. Nicely done, Max.
Jesus Christ.
Not so nicely done, Max. Where is he going?
Total sneaker. Well, 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
Max obviously not happy with
Max went for one of his wellies.
with his last shot before the back. We did see him get frustrated when he was playing Jimmy Croxton, but he then held his head and come through that. So Phil using his first shot to get these reds out. Now just a matter of keeping his nerve. They will go. Yeah, there'll be no rushing from Phil. He will take his time to make sure these are took out. Phil just looking around the table just to make sure.
Just going to have our live chat box looked at. We've got a completely blank chat.
Sorry if
chat
anyone's
box.
asked any questions. We may be having a few technical issues with the live chat. Oh, uncharacteristic miss there. Gives Max a chance.
Phil not happy there.
That's a cracking shot from Max. That's a frame you wouldn't expect him to win.
Phil's cue just disappeared across the auditorium there. I think he's found it.
In two pieces.
Yeah, it was a one piece. So Max into a 3-2 lead. We now have a chat box.
And George from Beard Protections, a star that he has sorted it out as always.
Oh, sort of.
Match Nosko to break, leading 3 frames to 2. Time running.
Max has made war again.
Time running.
Yep. 2 yellows down.
So Max has gone reds.
Couple of slightly more awkward balls.
We now have
Shouldn't be
a
problem.
chat box, so you can see Liam Lee's
Slating,
prize money.
slating the commentators.
The prize, I know the prize money is 13,000 to the winner. That's what they're playing here for today. But obviously it's slightly more in the Calcutta for anyone who's been bidding in the Calcutta.
I think Gallo had Max, didn't he?
I have heard that Mr. Galloway bought Max. I'm guessing he's a very happy chappy right now.
Non-elite. Phil's still looking a bit angry stood there.
If Max can make these, Phil Harrison will be even more
I think
frustrated.
I think Max is going to go for it now. Got a bit of protection down the bottom now. Oh,
What a double that was.
actually thought he was going to play
What
the
a
other
double.
red, take the white into that. That was
He's certainly been on form today as Max.
Max Nosko special. Nope, Max Nosko was non-elite. Exceptional by picking Max out. Not exactly sure what he went for. I think you're...
Is that right, Ross? I did hear they had quite a few left in it, but I wasn't sure they had all 4 in the semi-finals.
They bought half the field.
Max takes it to add to the frustration to Mr. Harrison.
About 53 grand in winnings.
Wow. Nice day at the office. Hello, Mr. Humphreys.
That's another one of your idols. I've never seen anybody sucking up to George as much as I did you last night. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing. If Quinton Ham was here as well,
So top
I don't know
at
what
10
you would have been like.
seconds, and then tap again at 5 seconds.
Nothing wrong with Mr. Han, apart from all the stuff he's done wrong. Max looking very composed today, though.
He's got his head on, and I think he's got a real belief he can go on and win this. Got a long way to go in this match. If Max does get through it and get into the final, it will be
Don't say if another time.
how he goes on the mainstream table, because it's a lot slower than this one, and it's certainly not breaking as well. So it will be slightly different on that one, but obviously he's got a long way to go to get past Phil first. Been very, very rare occasions that they've had to call the referee in on this table to mark some balls and remove the shark rack. They've split all over the place, but when you're on the main table, it's the referees are on there far more often.
Extension calls.
Where the balls aren't splitting out.
Another extension call from Phil Harrison this frame. Just to make sure he's patterned his route. It's not ideal there. The frustration just keeps on coming with Phil Harrison, I'm afraid.
I think it'd be reverse doubling this red, but watch the white go around the table. I can't really see what else he's got on. like that. Mac's going to be playing safe here as well, I think.
Yep. And for anyone who's interested, I've just heard Zach Shepherd's 5-0 up against George.
Is he really?
Time on.
He was asking for you as well while you were out. I'm guessing that was the 50 quid you were going to spunk on it.
That is the 50 quid I've thrown down the toilet.
Did you give it to him, did you?
Yep.
Take it off Jed.
Luckily, Max winning won me a 4-fold a couple rounds ago, so it's okay. It's only winnings. Max is in here. He's got a few yellows he needs to develop, which he's looking at now. He can swing onto that red and yellow. There it is. It's a great effort. He has a chance here, which will be... If he gets this frame, the pressure will be on Harrison.
Mick is 3-2 up on Mark Farnsworth in the other semi-final.
Oh, Max has gone to develop the yellow, but I'm not sure if he's got away with that.
Doesn't have to be overly aggressive here. I'm sure he can leave a fairly decent white.
I think he's going for the plant. Or is he coming off the side? No, he's gone for it. No. So here's a chance for Phil Harrison. Not an easy chance. But it's a chance they'd be grateful to have.
Should be able to cut this in and develop those two.
I think that's what he'll be looking to do. Oh, he's gone round. It's not going Phil Harrison's way in this semi-final so far. Which is great news for Max Nosko's fans.
There's one saving grace on that. He has tied up that yellow a little bit more next to the black.
So Phil's gone to play safe. Oh, that's a good kiss for Phil Harrison there at the end.
Total snooker.
Was a good shot from Max. Yeah, you know it, Terry Humphreys. We all know Quinton Hand's the best ever player.
I think Max is going to be very happy with that. Cole Bedford on the chat. Nice little nut shot yesterday.
Didn't see that.
Against Doley.
I wasn't watching. You're looking at me like I saw it, James.
I thought you was there at the time.
I think I was at the bar.
If I remember rightly, it fell perfectly onto the black, or possibly the second last colour before the black.
Big shot here for Max. He's got the pot.
He's hoping to go into those.
But the white's back where it come from.
Happy day for you, Dominic. Man City, 6-1 winners.
Never in doubt, is it, with Man City? That's a great pot from Max. He's got some work to do here. He may be looking at the yellow at the top and developing the other yellow. But he's missed the yellow. The crucial frame. Phil Harrison won't want to be going 3 frames behind.
Be nice to know if there's any Man United fans on chat. Talk us through the Brighton game this afternoon.
So a crucial shot coming up here from Phil Harrison. It looks good. Yeah, he's putting it. Just this black man to make it 4-3.
Two nice reds to finish that frame off.
And it's there. That was a big frame. It's a 4-3 Max.
Yeah, I'd like to know Steve Watley's thoughts on today's game.
I don't actually know the score. I saw it at 3-1 to Brighton. What did it end?
Still is 3-1, but they're about 4 minutes into injury time.
What an absolute shame.
You can just see it through the, just beyond George. If George gets out of the way, blocking the widescreen TV out there.
I think a few of you guys saying that was a massive frame. It was, because Phil Harrison did not look happy in the last few frames. If he had lost that one, his temperament would have been tested, that's for sure.
Oh, Pogba's just scored a penalty. I can see 3-2.
In the other game, Nick Hills took a 5-2 lead.
He's just gone checking if he can get Dr. Grease.
The guys are I think they've just gone to get a drink or pop to the toilet. I'm sure they'll be back soon.
So, with all these great players at this event and the last 2 events, it was a Mick Hill, Phil Harrison final last time. And we've got them both in the semis again this time.
It was who?
It was Hill and Harrison.
I think Harrison beat Hill in the semi, I think.
Was it the semi or was it not the final?
I'm pretty sure it was the semi-final. Nick Hill lost to Harrison in. I have no idea, Jodie, if Nick Hill was married, if you're asking us.
That's right, because it was Dunster, wasn't it, in the final?
Yeah. I think Harrison.
Yeah, Dunster. Made both of them, hasn't he?
Yep, I think he's got the most ranking points from what I've read.
Yeah.
Thank you, John Bevan, for confirming that for us. Obviously, I'd already told James he was wrong, as always.
I was testing, clearly. But yeah, Phil and Mick again making the semis.
It just shows their class. Shows their consistency of how they can play to the high level time and time again. But it is good to see Max mixing it up with these big names.
Liam Dunster pushed himself again, though, didn't he? I'm trying to see, when did he go out? When did Liam drop out this event? It wasn't that long ago, was it? It was Jimmy Croxton knocked him out in the losers qualification. So again, he was only one round away from cashing.
Yes, Peter, the referee does have a clock in hand, I think. Not all games are throughout the tournament.
It's only been the main table.
It's only been the main arena table, and then I think when games have gone on a little long, shall we say, I think a referee does come over and the shot clock comes into play. Yeah, I'm not aware of the rule change halfway through. I'm not sure what you mean by that, John Clement. As for the prize money, it's 13,000 to the winner, 5,000 to the runner-up, 2,000 to the semi-finalists, 1,000 to the quarter-finalists, and £375 for 9th to 16th. And also, there's £250 now for the highest placed non-elite player. I know there's more to the winner in this one than there was in the last one. I think it's something to do with the sponsorship that both the leagues sorted. So
I'm not aware of what the rule change was. There's a lot of games going on and a lot of things happening this weekend. Unfortunately, you can't pick up on all of it. I haven't heard anybody talking about anything.
okay, so the players are back. We're back on.
Leading 4 frames to 3. Time running.
Max will be looking for another big break. Well, they've split, but no balls potted.
Oh, the 3-point rule on the break. There was something mentioned about that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm afraid we've not privy to that information. I'm sorry, John Bevan.
We'll find out. We will find out.
I think we discussed it yesterday.
It did get brought
Was
up.
it yourself that discussed it?
It did get brought out, and somebody mentioned what it was, didn't they, in the chat? So we didn't sort of press it any further because nothing else got mentioned. But
So Phil's in here on this table, and they all look pretty open. He's still not quite firing how he wants to.
I think it was 3 balls having a go past the middle bags, I think, wasn't it?
Again, Phil just walking around just to make sure he's checked all the angles. Don't really see him having a problem with these. And yeah, I cannot read Portuguese, so I have no idea what that says. James?
No idea. It says Brazil. Oh, cheers, mate. Can't really comment on the
No,
rules
we
being
can't.
changed. It's not our simply talking nonsense that we don't know anything about decent pool players. I'm just trying to make some sort of.
I'll have to read up on that, all the comments on that once I leave this place, but I've not heard people talking about it here as such. So there's another one to Phil, so we squared it at 4-all. Max's momentum has been lost a little bit. So who does everyone out there fancy to win this with the 4 players left? I'd hazard a guess that Mick Hill would be most people's favourite to win it.
You don't say. He's a joy to watch when you watch him.
When you watch me?
Well, not when I watch you. It's good watching it on TV and everything else, but actually, when you're in here and watching it live, he is fantastic to watch.
It is an impressive tournament, along with the Calcutta and Jed's odds. I sincerely recommend anyone who lives or wants to come down. It's well worth the trip here. So Phil's made a yellow off his break. It depends what you call dull, I suppose. John Bevan. I would have thought Mick v Phil would be a popular final for some neutrals. I'm sure there's quite a few people in the southwest that would like to see Max Nosko in the final.
I think you'd all like to see you want to see a Sheppy v Nosko, you want to see an O'Donoghue v Sheppy or anything like that, but it's the Phil Harrisons and the Mick Hills that are the ones that.
On a plus note with the slightly changed format this event,
10 seconds.
where they've missed 1 or 2 rounds.
Keep it down. Semi-final going on.
Someone just shouted out across the room, not the cleverest thing to do, while there's a semi-final being played.
Probably George just won his first frame against Zach.
Wonder what the score is in that now. Back onto this game, and Phil Harrison's on yellows, and again they're open, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't take them. Yeah, I know what you mean, John Bevan. They are obviously absolute class players, but yeah, there's, like we said, a lot of people like the likes of Jordan Shepherd who flies around the table potting them in. We were yesterday trying to work out what we think would be the most exciting game to watch, and I think we come up with Jordan Shepherd versus Darren McVicker. I think was the
Yeah, I think that was everybody's choice, wasn't
I
it?
think that was the most exciting match we could come up with.
I think it'd be the quickest. I can't think of any
Yeah.
match that would be any quicker. Quicker than McVicker.
No one's quicker than Darren McVicker.
No.
So just this black, and yeah, Phil snaps at the lead.
3 in a row for Phil, isn't it? 4-2 down. Mark Farnsworth coming back at Mick. It's 5-4 to Mick. Who have you seen, Tom, over the last few days that has impressed you, that you didn't think was going to impress you? Who you hadn't seen necessarily much before?
I watch a lot of Paul James.
You do? Who?
So there aren't many here that I haven't seen on a stream at some point. Tough one, I think. There's some good players there. To be honest, the person I've seen play the best today is probably Max earlier. But then I've seen him hundreds of times before on a stream. I know he's fully capable.
Joe Prince I'm going for. Didn't get as far as what he would have wanted to have done, obviously, but...
Match now scored to
Yeah,
break. Trailing 5 frames to 4.
Joe Prince looked pretty impressive.
Connor said Chipperfield versus Darren would be a good one. Yeah, I've saw Chipperfield.
He don't
probably
hang about when he gets down the table, does he?
Probably for the first time I've seen him, and yeah, he's a good player to watch. Another big break from Max. His ball's wide this time. Not really sure.
Ref blending in with the table nicely.
I'm not sure Brazil's English is the best. So Max taking yellows here. Be looking to get a frame back on the board. Try and make it level.
Oh. Sorry. I'm supposed to turn the speaker mic off.
James,
the
technical issue there.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. You're right, Ross. Lakin I like to watch. Lakin v Jordan Shepherd, that would be pretty fast. Just slightly gone wrong for Max here.
I think he'll be aggressively cutting this straight over here.
No, he's played safe. Oh, he's not quite got the other side of the yellow. So, chance for Phil.
How quick was the game? I don't know if Nick Finn's on the stream. Or I would have thought he'd popped up on the chat box now, but going back,
Probably watching the other game.
possibly, yeah. Going back a couple of years, probably a little bit over that. Max went up and played Corey Reese
In Wales.
in,
Cardiff or somewhere.
yeah, and that was a race to God knows how many. That was up to 30 odd frames, wasn't it? First to something high anyway, and that was supposed to have just been a dish fest up there.
That's a good long pot from Phil.
If anyone can remember that and how quick that.
I'm pretty sure it was something like 25, 24 max against Corey Reese.
I think it was more. I think it was more frames than that. But I think
30,
it was
29 possibly.
But I think that was one for the record books. I think in quickness of game.
30-27. I thought there was a decider. I thought I heard.
No, 30-27. Can you remember how quick that was, Ross? It was pretty fast. I don't think they hung about.
Not sure how many George is getting pumped by. Last we heard was 5-0. I don't know what they're playing to.
Feel looking good to go 6-4 in front here.
Yeah, and the tide's definitely turned in this match. Phil Harrison finding his feet now. Seems to have got over the frustration of missing a few early doors.
The real number one is playing Zach Shepherd. $30-27. Ross said it was about 5 hours.
So 6-4 to Phil Harrison. It's also 6-4 to Mick Hill in the other game. Just had an update that Zach's beaten George 7-3. For those that like to follow Mr. Tierney.
Positively or negatively.
He gets plenty of both. I don't think they'll be streaming the little side match, I'm afraid, when there's two big semi-finals going on. He probably did ask. I expect George actually asked to go on the main arena, I would have thought, and kick Mick Hill off it, but...
Can you put Mick and Mark on table 4? Give me and Zach the main table for 200 quid.
Yeah, nothing big, Danny. I think just a...
Yeah, we've just been told George, of course George, did ask for the stream. Why wouldn't he? And he was told in no uncertain terms, no George, you're not going on stream. Which is probably why he's losing. What's the point in winning if no one can watch him?
1K. Not sure about that, Chris, that it's 1K, but who knows. He said it was a handy little warm-up for his Washbrook game, is what he said. So Phil Harrison at the table again. And he's gone to develop the yellow. Oh, and he's sat behind the red. Don't think he... And I can look straight across that from where I'm sat, and
he can't see.
He is tucked in behind that red. He can't see me.
Total snooker. Not touching.
Oh, did he, Chris? I'm I'm sure he did. I don't know what it's for. All I know is I drunkenly agreed to put £50 on George.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 busy.
So he's missed the yellow, so Max has got a
Time
chance he
running.
probably thought he wasn't going to have.
Max is really going to be wanting to take these now. It's 4 frames in a row. He's lost to Phil.
Okay, so Max has used his first shot. Just taking his time, just to make sure he's looking at his options.
Well, they're all there and they all go.
Not if you were playing them, they wouldn't.
No. You're very harsh, Tom.
But very true. Max looking to take a few reds at the top. Yeah, it's just the microphones picking up the loud voice. Max does love a double. Max loves a double.
Yeah, he's been playing his doubles nicely. Had quite a few against Jack Whelan, didn't he?
Again, I didn't watch that one. But I'm sure he did, James.
Great cue.
So Max looking to take these out. Just needs to mind his work on this.
Mind your work.
Presumably looks fine on that. She just needs to screw it back slightly. There we go. And that looks good. So just this black to make it 6-5.
Yeah, be pleased with that. Needed that. Stop the rot. He played very well against Jack. He played exceptionally well against Jack.
They must have
Absolutely. Jack was a little bit unlucky. He went in off a couple of times. I think Jack went in off in the first tour. He went dry and then went in off in his first 2 breaks. And Max had won the lag. Max was 5-0 up. And all Jack did, I think, was just broke. I think Max had broken dished his 3 breaks. And
for anyone to be a great player like Jack Whelan 11-1, they must have played well.
Yeah, he cleared Jack's dry breaks and his in off. It was just a dish fest to start off with.
Max Nosko to break.
So Max went for, don't know exactly, but I think it was only about 700. I think.
Yeah, so it's either 650 or 750. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's a figure like that. Yeah, I think it was 650. I remember.
Time running.
Pretty certain Max won't be non-elite in the next event.
Just shows there are some bargains out there in the Calcutta.
Drew Hughes was non-elite as well. Got through to the quarterfinals. So he gave somebody a good run.
I mean, whoever had Drew Hughes will be disappointed a
Well,
little bit
they will be,
that they
won't
didn't win the non-elite bit.
Got non-elite into the quarterfinal and don't get anything for it. Well, off the non-elite part anyway.
So Max on reds here. Looking to take one down the rail. It's come out a bit. Push dropped.
Yeah, I think Max missed one ball in those 12 frames that he went for.
So again, these reds do go. Let's see if Max can hold his nerve on these.
He's looking to play it off that yellow so that red then goes in there, I think. I'm guessing that red doesn't go past yellow or black.
Oh, he's not yellow.
He's okay,
I think he's alright.
How much will they get back if Max wins outright?
I haven't got the list on me. Last is somewhere around just over 20,000, I think, for the winner from the Calcutta pot. Plus, he would get the percentage for non-elite. So I'm guessing someone out there might know better than me, but I'm guessing somewhere around 25 grand, 25 to 30 grand, maybe somewhere around that ballpark. So Max just needs a good shot from this last red down to the black. So Max has played it down, and that has landed perfect. I think you could have picked the white up and put it in a better spot. Good job the yellow was there, though.
I think Casey and Gallo have got all 4 players.
Apparently so. We've been told. Thank you, Rob, for the exact figure there. Is that the figure, Rob, for the winner, or is that the winner plus non-elite?
Maxi back to 6 apiece.
So this game's going backwards and forwards. Momentum back with Max.
Now on a race to 5. Mick has just gone 7-4 up on Mark Farnsworth. Over on the main table.
Phil Harrison to break. 6 frames on. Time running.
Okay, so Phil to break.
See if Phil can get into these.
Cool. White was close then.
He's not got one.
He's dry, so here's a chance for Max.
Time running.
Electing for reds.
He's gone
straight into it.
Where's that yellow? Made it slightly awkward on the red in the bottom right hand corner now, but I just need him to bridge over. He's fine.
Is he coming around there now to knock that yellow out?
I think he may try and take the yellow away. It's a good shot. Good shot from Max. So here's another chance.
You might have heard on stream
Pardon Max's Frenchman.
Max knew that wasn't going to go in before we did.
He was disappointed after playing a good shot before. So now we'll see what Phil Harrison can do here.
He'll have to work his route out to this bottom yellow.
10 seconds.
So
Phil call for the extension there. He's hoping to drop on it. He can get on it now off this yellow that's just above it.
very crucial time of the match, these frames now. Phil's going to drop on it, which he has.
Slightly hampered.
He's shaking his head, but I think he's fine. You can see enough of the white not to be hampered, I think.
Played it nicely.
So the yellow in the middle, then he'll be moving up to take 3 at the top. Yeah, it was a... Did look like Max was going up through the gears, but he'll be disappointed with that one, but he's still time. So just this yellow to roll back down for the black, and Phil will be back in the lead. And it looks like this will be 7-6, I would have thought, to Phil. Yeah. And in the other game, Mick Hills now took an 8-4 lead, so he's starting to get a little bit of space between him and Mark Farnsworth.
Had a bit of a battle Mark did with Craig Marsh. That was a good quarter final. I think Mark was
10-6 up.
10-6 up. Craig come back to 10 apiece and then was in the balls, wasn't he?
He was. He had a chance at 10-all to Craig Marsh and didn't quite make it. Obviously, as he's not in the semi-final.
Well done, Thomas.
So 7-6 to Phil Harrison, but like I said, Max will be disappointed with that last frame, but he's certainly not out of it by a long shot. So.
No, he's still there. Like we said, there's still nice seeing a few players still hanging around. Helped with the 2 or 3 rounds less.
Yeah, it's definitely better timing. I think
a few more people can stay and watch the final.
Yeah,
a lot of travelling to get back around the country.
I think it suits everyone all round. I think what they've done. So I think they've definitely improved it. It's another monster break from Max. Blimey. Didn't think there's going to be any balls left on the table for a minute.
be yellows then. There was a game at Reckleford down in Yeovil a couple of years ago. Chris Bart Jones broke off and potted, I can't remember the colour set now, but potted six of one colour. And then had to nominate the other set because he couldn't see the other.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Max just needs to play this one. I think it looks okay. A little bit close to the cushion though. Maybe.
That's not the best where he could be. Should
Might have to force
can't
it
quite see the
slightly.
angle.
Oh, he's gone into it.
He'd double that, I think. Straight in between those two. That's right, Ross. Yeah, against Justin Fanning, wasn't it? That's right. Yeah, he cleared the rest to miss the black. No, it doesn't double that. Where's he going?
I think he must be on top. He has gone top, but he's not made it. So Phil Harrison's back in.
We had a game a few years ago, and one of our guys went on and potted 5 colours off the break, and the other 2 that were left that were complete dollies. He just went down and potted one of them, but never nominated. It was world rules, mate. He called the foul, went down, potted the other ball that was left up, and tucked the black in.
How unfortunate.
Frame lasted about 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
So Phil in here on reds. He's got a good chance.
Yeah, Bart was kicking himself for a little while after that match against Justin.
Big sigh from Phil Harrison there. I think he's still on it. It's just not ideal, I think.
I don't know what sort of angle he's got, how straight he is on it. So I'm looking at it here, that red that he's going for, he's going to have to come back down for this one by the black. And then he's going to need a good shot to get back up on that other red again.
10 seconds.
Because you played it safe then.
Well, he's elected to play safe.
Here comes Max with another...
Total sneaker.
No, he's not.
Max,
He's waiting for a knuckle then.
Max has tried coming off a bottom knuckle a couple of times today. Shooting away across the pot. No, he's at the red there.
Well, 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
I can't see Phil Harrison missing these, to be honest. Just lining up the right angle he wants to get down the table. Down he comes, just this red and the black.
Phil looking a little bit happier now than earlier on when his cue went into the distance.
You have to ask Bart himself, Ross, for the rematch. So just says black men for 8-6, Phil Harrison. And I see in the other game, Mick Hill's won another one, so it's 9-4 now. And he's looking in a very good position. This one's a little closer.
Feels breaking it because Max had that monster but couldn't capitalise on it.
So we're edging closer. 8-6 now.
Max sat there just looking at him, looking a little bit disappointed in himself. I think he knows he threw a good chance there to make that 7-all.
Phil Harrison to break.
Looking up to the heavens a little bit.
8 frames to 6. Time running.
Needs to get that out of his head.
Yes, Danny, Harrison and Hill still proving why many people regard them as two of the best ever.
He's gone dry.
And I must admit, I am quite surprised how deep runs the top players have had, because the standard here all round is high. I thought it would be a minefield, and I didn't think they'd go deep every time.
What we said earlier, isn't it? Phil and Mick both got to the semis in the last one. Looks
It
like they
just
could
shows
both get to the final this time.
with this field. Oh, Max has missed a yellow there. It just shows how impressive the likes of Liam Dunstan in the first two, and now Harrison and Mick again. It just shows how impressive that is. But Phil's in here. Max is giving him a chance.
Seconds. Extension called.
Future's definitely bright for Paul though. Lots of players in this event of a younger age.
And yes, Ross Mack, I suppose that is a debate you could have if it was single elimination. That there is a possibility that when they win the one-off matches, that some of the players will be knocked out. You may see less of the so-called bigger names.
Obviously Mark, Mick and Phil have got here. What's Max, mid-20s, isn't he?
I guess so.
Lots of young players. Obviously Cole that's on chat, and as I said, Joe Prince earlier that was playing well. Ben Forte, Greg Batten are all still. Well, Greg's a bit older, isn't he?
I mean, Greg, I'd
Yeah.
be grateful
He'd be
for you
quite happy
calling
I've
him one
said
of the
that.
youngsters.
Greg gets away with anything. His cards are just ridiculous.
Greg's card tricks have bigger crowds than some of the matches here.
They did, yeah. Obviously young Key in here as well. He hasn't been playing, but
And on the other one, Mick Hills took a 10-4 lead. So Harrison on these last two reds. This is another frame that's gone past, I'm afraid, for Max. Yeah, the black's down. Just 9-6 Phil Harrison.
Looking a bit content there now, isn't he, Phil?
Yeah, he's
Looks happier.
looks happier than when his cue went flying across the room earlier after the first few frames.
It did disappear into orbit, didn't it?
He wasn't a happy chappy, but
Came down with snow on it.
fortunately Max, to keep it tight, has not quite found the form that he's had earlier. But it's not over yet.
And like we say, can't write anyone off. We said in the last one, not Phil, sorry. When Mark was 10-5 up on Craig Marsh and he came back to tunnel. So there's still time for Max yet to get back in the match.
I think this right. Max needs to win a couple. Needs to win a couple and two. Close the gap. Okay, so Max is... He has potted a yellow. This may take a little bit of working out which way he wants to go. So he's gone red. So he's...
What game is this? Says Arthur Perez.
This is
A pool match.
Semi-final of the Supreme Masters. Here in... Well, I'm not sure whether we call it Newcastle under Lyme or Stoke, to be honest.
Yeah. At the Players' Lounge.
10 seconds.
The winner of this will be playing either Mick Hill or Mark Farnsworth in the final.
Black ball rules.
So Max is on reds here, so he's got half a chance here. So reds is on here. We're looking to draw the white back down. Oh, that's not looking good. And by Max's reaction, I'm guessing that he can't see that red.
Total speaker.
So he is totaled, so he's going to look to swerve around the yellow. This is a crucial shot. He's not got the pot. I think Mick Hill went for around 7 grand, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, a bit less than the one before. Made over 10, didn't he? Or was it exactly 10?
Somewhere around 10 the first
10
one. I think it was around 7.
400 or something.
Yeah, Kevin's put 7 grand. I think it was around 7 grand that he went for in this Calcutta. So Harrison's been let back in on yellows. Like I said, this frame is a massive frame now. Oh, not sure if that bottom yellow goes. I think it does just pass the other yellow.
Looks like it from my angle. You definitely can't get between the yellow and red to play the red over the bag. Not sure if that yellow he's looking at now goes into the middle.
So you can take the one in the middle. That went in fine.
Yeah, 10-4. I think
I think he's going to be looking to punish Max's mistake here.
Be kicking himself a little bit, Max, because it's been his mistakes, hasn't it? He
Had
didn't do that against Jack. He just got down and cleared, but this time one mistake.
Like I said earlier,
Phil's back in.
he's been playing some great ball today as Max, but he's just not quite gone for him in a few frames here, and it's looking costly at the moment. Phil Harrison will punish mistakes. So he's got this yellow along the rail. Natural angle to be back on the black. And he has potted it, and he is on the black. And that will be 10-6 to Phil Harrison.
So Phil on the hill.
So we've got Phil Harrison at 10-6. We're still with Nick Hill at 10-4 in the other semi. So we're edging closer to knowing who's going to be in the final.
Zach and George are still going on over there.
They're still playing. We don't know what the score is in that little side match. I'll be going over after this game to find out.
Mandeep over there, still hanging around with Jed. I don't think he's left that betting ring all week.
Mandeep does love a bet, does Mandeep.
If you need to find Mandeep, go and find the betting ring.
He's probably put some of Zach's money up against George right now, I would have thought.
Phil Harrison to break, leading 10 frames to 6.
So it's Max going to get another chance. We're about to find out.
A couple of dry breaks, Phil, didn't he? There's another one.
Yeah, so Max does have a chance. He's in.
Bit of work to do here, though.
He needs to pull something out the bag here. Just sizing up the table. We'll see what the best route is.
Seconds. Extension call.
Yeah. Max wants a bit more time on this. Understandably, because it is an awkward split where these balls have gone. He's opted for reds.
He's got reds and he has potted, so he's got a bit of work to do though, if he's going to clear these in one visit.
Is he playing that red off that yellow? It doesn't look like you can off the stream, but...
No, he's just dropping it in.
He's dropped it in. When you look at the table, it looks a bit more possible.
So he's gone to cover the pocket. He's decided that it wasn't worth a risk going for clearance there.
He has got a bit of a bellowing voice, hasn't he? Our ref. Certainly lets everybody know what's going on.
Again, is microphoned up that table, hence you can hear all the sighs and moans and groans from the players when they miss.
They've been very good, the refs, to be fair, all weekend. Very, very long days.
So Phil's opened the table up a little bit with that shot. So Max just covering the hole a bit more. And it's a rare cagey frame, which we haven't had very many of.
I don't think you can underestimate the not just the pool playing ability of the players that get this far, but how mentally strong they are as well. It's a long, long weekend. This is. It's
Oh, and I think he's gone for the skill shot to pop the red, but he's just not quite made it.
It's pretty hot out there in that arena.
There's a lot of clapping from the other table, so I'm wondering if Mick Hill has made that 11.
I'm guessing they have. I can hear cues being put away.
So Phil taking the yellow down the right hand side. And yeah, just to confirm, Mick Hill has won 11-5. So it'll be Mick Hill in the final against one of these. And Phil's gone to cover a pocket now, which may leave a skill shot there. But it all depends whether Max wants to take it and get up position on the other red.
For those interested, Zach is 10-6 in front on George.
So Max has come round and flicked the red over the bottom right, which isn't a bad shot. Now we'll see how adventurous Phil wants to go in this frame. Phil's got another yellow over the hole. Jed Ronan's taking bets, but I don't know if it's just at the venue now. I'm not sure if he's taking it online.
I think there's probably a couple of Facebook pages. I've got some bets going on.
So Max having a think. I think he's going to double it over, double the red over. Yep, towards the pocket. He may. Yep. Phil just having a look at this.
Yes, George is playing for not too much, a couple of £100.
Well, we think.
We think.
It could be 50, it could be £5,000, we don't really know.
Yeah, and he's getting beat 10-6 by Zach Shepherd.
I'm sure there will be a live video later to explain all about it.
10 seconds.
So Phil playing the yellow. And he's dubbed the red over and potted it. Not sure that was his intention, I think. I think he may be forced to.
The final is due on at 8 o'clock.
So Phil's missed the yellow. So now we need to see what Max can do. Can he keep himself in this game?
A little bit to think about Max. Obviously the one awkward red down there and not the easiest of blacks, obviously. Although the way he's been doubling, I'm not sure he's too worried about the black. It's this red down there that's the problem.
And Max has come down to these bottom reds. He needs a good shot here. I think he's looking to go into it.
Zombies ate my pizza is back on. Been commenting all weekend. Been watching the streams with us.
Max has gone, but he's missed it. So more work for Max to do if he's going to be clearing these.
Can he get into it from here?
Max with a little look of frustration here. And he's just rolled up and played a containing shot. He's missing good matches, Zombies.
Missed most of the matches today. He's been chasing those zombies, eating his dinner.
I wouldn't let a zombie eat my pizza, that's for sure.
You ate my pizza last night.
Someone had to.
2 slices you said you was going to have. We'd
So-
have 2 slices left by the time I got it.
Man's got to eat.
Well, I did, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't though.
Yes, Danny, the final will
10 seconds.
should be race to 11 as well. Stays the same race throughout.
5, 4, 3.
Phil rushed into a shot there.
Is Max going to play a double?
It wouldn't,
or
or
treble?
It wouldn't surprise me if he goes for this. I think he probably feels he's got nothing to lose. And I think he'll probably play the treble. Or the quadruple. Oh, nearly, but not quite.
Well, Phil's still got a black to think about. Still might be a little bit of time in the frame yet. What did you have on your pizza? Pepperoni? Bit of peppers?
So here's Phil's chance to take these to put his spot in the final. He's going to probably be looking to double that black. Back in the left middle, I would have thought. Although that's not so that's ideal, but he should be okay to. So he's okay. Left a bit of angle to get the white back up the table. I think he will be leaving that double. That's what he's looking at now. So he has left himself a double. And this black to put himself in the final against Mick Hill, which will be coming up later.
meat feast with the barbecue base.
Not sure about
I
that.
think I'll be going upstairs for one of them in a minute.
There's Black.
Got
He's
it.
potted out. So, unlucky Max. Great run for Max, though.
It was a good run for Max.
He'd be disappointed. He had a few chances. But he's played extremely well this weekend to get this far. And Phil Harrison gets into another final.
I think he'd be disappointed, Max, because he's had chances in that. But I think when it all settles down, he realises he's made the
realises-
semi-final of one of these sort of tournaments.
He realises he's had a good run. And now it will be Phil Harrison and Mick Hill in the final.
And that will be about 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it.
See ya.
Six all, missed an easy chance, and then 7-6 all, missed an easy chance.
Still needs a shot, Ricky.